All right, y'all, we are back with another video, and here we go again. As a lot of you know, The View, this is a show that should have been taken off air a long time ago, and it have been in talks that The View is getting ready to be taken off air. And heck go to one of the reasons why. We're going to check this one out by Diverted Darkins. He said, The View toxic rant shocks audience as ABC looks to replace the host. Not only that, he said, watch The View deliver another toxic rant that shocks their audience when they say cut off pro-Trump family members during the holidays. This is some of the crap that Sunny Hostin keep on saying. So if you got any family members that voted for Donald Trump, she pretty much saying, don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't be with your family member for the holidays. Don't be with your family member for Christmas and Thanksgiving. If your family member voted for Trump, I don't want to be around them. That's pretty much what Sunny Hostin is telling the audience. So she pretty much trying to make people go home, get into it with their family members if they voted for Donald Trump, saying, I don't want to be around you because you voted for Trump. Sunny Hostin is a sick individual. I said this plenty of time that her and Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar, they need to be gone. So now it seems like ABC is looking to replace them. Not only replace them, but they ain't gonna have time to do that because The View is finna be get ready to be taken off air. But so this is the crap that they pushing now. So like I said, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. Everybody been leaving positive comments in the comment section. I really, really appreciate it. And shout out to the ones that always watches the entire video, even though we don't like The View. But seem like they in very big trouble right now. So salute to everybody because I really want everybody to watch the entire video with me so y'all can see exactly what's going on. And leave your thoughts down below in the comment section and let me know in the comment section that you did watch the entire video. Even though I know it's hard, but just do it for me this time. Watch the entire video with me so YouTube can share it. And more people get to see how sick these people are and the reason why they show finna be taken off air. Like I said, please hit that like button. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into this, y'all. Let's go.
Okay, so there are two things about this next story that is just insane. First off, The View is telling its audience to cut off pro-Trump family members during the holiday season. We're talking about Sunny Hostin, of course her, right? Secondly, ABC, who owns the show, is looking for more conservative voices to be a part of the panel. Now, let's just start here.
I wouldn't have had any holidays if I had to only pick the ones where everyone agreed with me. And so now there are times,
and I wouldn't be with you.
I check in with myself and say, am I up for this? Because I also know struggling with mental health. There are times I'm not, and that's okay. You step away, but it will never be the defining point because toxic personalities don't have political affiliations. It's a personality trait that sucks, and we all are related to people like that. So whatever your reason is, I would never let my politics be the reason I don't show up to see my family.
There you go.
They won't always be there.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay, hold on. Before we hear her deranged response,
God.
did you notice how Sarah looked at Sunny when she made the comment that it's a toxic personality who would do something like this? I found that to be funny. Let's continue.
I completely understand her point because I really do feel that this candidate, President-elect Trump, is just a different type of candidate. From the things he's said and the things he's done and the things he will do, it's more of a moral issue for me.
What?
And I think it's more of a moral issue for other people. We're just, I would say it was different when, let's say, Bush got elected. You know, you may not have agreed with his policies, but you didn't feel like he was a deeply flawed person, deeply flawed by character, deeply flawed in morality.
I think a lot of Dems called him deeply flawed
and
demonized him.
But you got to admit, they're very different figures. I mean, you along with Milley and along with John Kelly warned us about how deeply flawed he was as a candidate. And so I think when people feel that someone voted not only against their families, but against them and against people that they loved, I think it's okay to take a beat.
Okay, so three things for you.
Oh,
Number
my
one,
God.
this is why we live in a divisive country now. Sunny Hostin has that personality that holds on to grudges and can't see the bigger picture and also be the bigger person in a particular situation. Now, I don't know if she's really like this behind closed doors. I just know what she shows us on TV. And she shows us on TV how toxic, hateful, and angry she is as a person. So clearly don't take her advice. Number two, she sounds as if she's painting the pro-Trump family members as Trump himself. I mean, that's the tone that she takes, as if I was her son and I voted for Trump, she's looking at me as if I am Trump. And thirdly,
that's crazy.
If you're going to continue to go into that he's such a deeply flawed individual, you almost sound as if you are a saint yourself, that you're not deeply flawed as well. Meaning you become the very thing that you're accusing him of being in the way that you attack him. Now, before we get to that ABC announcement about the show, there was another comment made by Whoopi Goldberg that was off the wall and continued to show if the Democratic Party thinks this way, they will continue to lose elections. Check this out.
I'm sorry. When you have one candidate who has been running for 12 years, who lies and changes things, I appreciate that people are having a hard time. Me too. Yeah. I work for a living. If I had
this is the crap that I'm so sick of. She's saying, oh, he been running for 12 years, he been lying, but Whoopi Goldberg was the same person that was working for Donald Trump. She worked for him. She literally worked for Donald Trump. All these people on this show used to love Donald Trump before he got into politics. Oprah the same. Oprah is another one that loved Donald Trump. She asked Donald Trump back then if he ever runs, she want to be his VP. And all Kamala Harris had to do was offer her $1 million, and she turned on Donald Trump. All these people love Donald Trump until he started running. Now you got Sonny Hostin saying, oh, you shouldn't be around your family members if they say they voted for Donald Trump. What is wrong with this one? Why are you telling your audience that? So if you got a mom and her son voted for Donald Trump, you pretty much telling the mom to turn on her own son because of politics. You don't let politics get in between what you and your family do. Don't nobody have to. That's the problem with Sonny Hostin and The View. They always think somebody's got to think like them. It's like, I got to do whatever you do. If I don't do what you do, you ain't happy. This is just crazy. And she should be taken off the show. As y'all can see, ABC is looking to replace them. And I can guarantee you right now it's going to be Sonny Hostin. All she do is push lies. Joy Behar wishing death on Donald Trump. They do this every single day because they have nothing else to talk about but Donald Trump. Every day Donald Trump picks somebody in their cabinet, they got to say something about him. They got to say something about him. Now this woman want the audience to pretty much turn on their own family members before Thanksgiving. And this is what she's pushing. And Whoopi Goldberg the same way. She loved Donald Trump. She worked for him. If Donald Trump was a liar, if he wasn't no good, why did you work for him then, Whoopi Goldturd? Why did you work for him? I ain't gonna work for a liar. If I think a person a liar, they ain't no good, why would I go work for him? You didn't think about that. You didn't think he was that way at first. So now when he said he fired you, that's the reason why you turned on him. Just like with this crap that Millie and John Kelly. So now y'all want to listen to people that got fired by Donald Trump. You do know people hold grudges when they get fired. They'll go to saying, oh, the boss said this. The boss did this because they mad because they got fired. So now we listening to people that got fired. And whatever they say about Donald Trump is true. They got no evidence of what they saying. They just saying that what Donald Trump said. There's no audio. There's no video. They have nothing. Nothing but just words. And you believe in it. Why? Because you don't like Donald Trump is the reason why you believe in it. That is ridiculous.
All the money in the world, I would not be here. Okay? So I'm a working person, you know? And my kid has to feed her family, you know? And my great-granddaughter has to be fed by her family. I know it's hard out there, but I also know that there are a lot of things that we just said, no, I'm just gonna go this way. Right. And a lot of that is also what happened. I love what she did, yay. You know, we talk to people all the time who say, this is what's bothering me. But the thing that's bothering everybody should not be the thing that puts 85% of other people in danger.
Okay, so before I even respond to how ridiculous that is, if you're getting value from this video, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. If you want to support us further, go to the link in the description below, shop the merch store, or buy us a cup of coffee, okay? Now, Whoopi Goldberg, come on. Why don't you get it? I mean, this is why the Democratic Party has failed to connect with voters. Is first, they come off as if they know better than them. They are better than them. you know, but they say that we understand your plight. No, you don't. Okay.
Sure
and
don't.
secondly, when you're saying, well, I'm struggling too. If I had all the money in the world, I wouldn't be doing this job. Interesting. Okay. So that is confirmation that you actually understand what's happening with the working class in today's America. Listen, whatever policies Joe Biden passed, it didn't really impact you, Whoopi. It impacts the people who are truly working a 9-to-5, multiple kids. Some of them are
exactly, because you got to realize the view the same people that went off on white women that voted for Donald Trump, because it was more white women that voted for Donald Trump than they did Kamala Harris. And what did Sonny Hostin in the View them say? Oh, white women is uneducated. The white women is uneducated. All the white women that voted for Donald Trump is uneducated. That's what Sonny Hostin said. In the View, they allowed it. Everybody agreed. It just don't make sense. It don't make sense at all the way these people attack everybody because they don't get their way. They mad because Kamala Harris lost. And now they want to go after Donald Trump even more. That's the reason why they lost in the first place. Because of all the lies they keep pushing. And they still ain't stopping.
Single parents, some of them can barely get by. They're falling behind.
Yep.
Electricity costs have tripled.
Yep.
Rent has tripled. Interest rates are killing them. Gas prices, vehicle registration, car insurance, medical insurance, everything across the board has increased. And you're on a TV show talking about, yeah, I understand. It's hurting me too. And again, all this is going to do is alienate more people instead of bringing people together.
Yep.
I find it funny that they want unity. They want to move forward, but they continue to talk like this. Okay, so this is being reported by the New York Post and other outlets out there, but this was yesterday. ABC brass scrambled to bring in pro-Trump voices to The View and other shows, meaning they're in a panic mode right now, right?
Yep.
ABC News brass are in a panic mode as they hunt for conservative voices to balance the rapid, that's what I would call it, anti-Trump rhetoric spewed by the hosts on The View as well as those on other shows, the Post has learned. Oh, so Alyssa isn't doing it for you, right? I thought she was a conservative. She served in the first Trump administration. Isn't she good enough? Of course she's not. The Disney-owned network, which came under fire over how ABC News moderators grilled Donald Trump during the presidential debate against Vice President Kamala Harris, has been holding high-level meetings since last week's rout by the former president. Sources close to the situation told the Post. Okay, just being fair here, right? Common sense. What sources? Right? All of these outlets, I mean, they are laughable when they use that. Sources, anonymous sources, right? Okay, so are you guys making it up? I mean, who are they exactly? But anyways, that's a whole nother thing. First on the agenda, according to one insider, is finding a pro-Trump panelist for its top-ranked daytime talk show co-host by ultra-liberals Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, Sonny and Sarah, as well as Republican Trump bashers Anna Navarro and Elisa Griffin. I find it funny they put Republican Trump bashers. Now understand something. One of the key bombshells of this election loss was Jen Psaki coming out and saying, yeah, maybe we shouldn't be catering to never Trumpers if we're trying to win an election. I think that's where that term is coming from. The View is facing pressure from higher ups. Viewers can expect some major changes, including bringing in new panelists that can bring in a pro-Trump perspective.
Yeah, but the thing is, I mean, what other Trump supporter wants to go on The View? I mean, good luck with that. Because think about this. If it's going to be they're going to have a Trump supporter, somebody that's pro-Trump on that panel, they ain't going to be able to talk. You know why? Because every time they make a good statement about Donald Trump, here comes Sonny Hostin cutting them off. Here come Whoopi Goldberg cutting them off. Here come Joy Behar cutting them off. I don't know who would want to go on that show. I wouldn't go on there. Because like I said, for one, they ain't going to let you talk. All they're going to do is talk over you because they don't want to hear anything good about Donald Trump. So if they put somebody on that panel, all they're going to do is overtalk them and you know what I'm saying, just going to stop them from talking. That's exactly what's going to happen. So I don't know any pro-Trump supporter want to go on that show. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg them they are terrible. I mean, they just hate this man with a passion. But at one time, like I said before, they absolutely loved Donald Trump. The man didn't do anything to them. He gave Whoopi Goldberg a job. He gave her a job. And what did she do? Cause just because she got fired, she get on The View and start talking crazy about him. What did John Kelly do? What did Millie do? When they get fired, they talk crazy about Donald Trump and start spreading lies. The same thing with Whoopi Goldberg them doing. That's what I'm saying. It's just ridiculous.
Now, why would they want to do something like that? I think it's because of ratings.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been speaking this way for years.
Yep.
What changed? I mean, do I really believe the top executives truly believe in Trump and they want Trump to have a voice on this show? No. It's about money to these people. And probably what they're seeing is there is money to bring on someone on that show that can truly be the polar opposite of these ladies, because Alyssa's not the polar opposite. Okay, so let's see what people are saying on X. Megan McCain says, respectfully, please stop sending me clips from The View. It's a radical, progressive, insane asylum, and that is why I left years ago.
Yep.
How about this one from Adam Carella? The View only exists so that people can make fun of it.
Yep.
I second that. Okay, so here's a good one from Amala, right? She puts, about 3 years ago, I interviewed to be a conservative voice on The View. Based on the questions they asked, it seemed they were looking for a lukewarm conservative who would provide just enough pushback to be considered different from the other women, but not enough to make waves. I hope that has changed. Right? That is who Alyssa Griffith is. I mean, she doesn't really provide pushback whatsoever.
Nope.
The rabbit hole puts, cutting off loved ones over politics is cult behavior. I don't care what your views are. Don't ruin your relationships over politicians who don't even know your name. Bingo. Okay, so here's the Babylon Bee. To improve trustworthiness of the host, The View to replace Whoopi Goldberg with Alex Jones. I mean, isn't that the smart thing to do? Okay, so
be.
Question for
it
you.
Would be.
Who do you think should be on that show? Like, if you're going to bring in a pro-Trump or more of a legitimate conservative on that panel, what name comes to your mind? Drop it in the comment section below. Now, I don't think it matters who you bring. I think that show is dead on arrival. Right?
I think so,
I just
too.
don't see the value in that show unless they do that.
Exactly. But the thing with me is, I don't know who would want to go on that show, even if they pro-Trump. Like, who wants to sit across from Whoopi Goldberg and Sonny Hostin? Who want to sit across and listen to that crap for hours of them just spewing lies? And when you trying to talk, they talk over you because they don't want to hear what you got to say about Donald Trump. I don't know anybody who would want to go on that show. I really don't. I mean, I know, like I said before, I know I wouldn't. There's no way I would.
That you can only have 4 people. 2 are the ultra liberals and 2 are the pro-Trump conservatives. Bingo. Do it that way. Because at least it's fair.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with a lot of these media outlets and some of these shows as well, it's unbalanced. I mean, if you look at CNN, for example, they'll have 1 conservative, but 3 liberals. Or MSDNC.
Yep. He's exactly right. Like, if you look on CNN, you got Scott Jennings. He's pretty much the only conservative over there. If you watch CNN and you see when Scott Jennings, because he supports Trump, he's more pro-Trump. Look what they do over there on CNN. When he gets to talking, they cut him off. They're like, oh no, Scott, I'm not going to let you say that. That's what they do. It's unbalanced over there because everybody sitting around that table is liberals. And Scott Jennings is the only, like, conservative, pro-Trump. They don't want to hear anything he got to say. Anytime I watch that show, they always cutting him off. They never let this man finish his sentence. But when somebody over there spewing hate on Donald Trump, they'll let that person talk for 2 minutes straight, won't even cut him off. Why? Because they saying something that they want to hear. But if you pro-Trump, they don't want to hear that. They're going to cut you off. Soon Scott Jennings brung up about Kamala Harris' wife, Doug, about that woman that came out and said that he hit her. They cut him off. They wouldn't even let him finish talking about it. But then yet they brung on this woman a week before the election that said Donald Trump did something to her 31 years ago and let this woman sit there and talk for 10 minutes. That is what they do. That is what they do. So I don't see anybody who want to go over there to The View. I mean, it's toxic over there. I mean, I wouldn't recommend any pro-Trump conservative. I wouldn't want them to go over there. It's toxic. They ain't going to let you talk. They just going to keep cutting you off every time you start making a statement about Donald Trump. The crowd ain't going to clap for you. The only time they already got that crowd over there, the audience, they already got them trained to only clap when you talking bad about Donald Trump. So if you're saying something good, they ain't going to clap. I wouldn't recommend anybody to go over there and work with them.
Where there's no conservatives, right? Or ABC, CBS, no conservatives whatsoever. Nope. In fact, the only media outlet that I see that actually tries to keep it balanced would be News Nation. But in the end, I'm not too sure this is going to help, because when you have this type of rhetoric that these ladies have been spewing on that show, and then you see Trump shaking hands with Joe Biden in the White House laughing, it kind of nixes that entire argument in the butt, right? Like, as in, you guys had been saying he was a threat to democracy. He was the biggest threat in history. He's the next Hitler. But then he's in the White House and everybody's celebrating his return. Make it make sense. I don't think they can. So that is my opinion. What do you guys think about these crazy stories from The View today? Telling their audience to cut off their family because they support Trump or they voted for Trump.
That's crazy.
I guess we couldn't expect anything less from Sonny Hostin. What is
salute to Devory Darkins. Make sure y'all go over to his channel. Go subscribe to him. Let him know in the comment section that I sent you. He's a great channel. So please go over there and support that man. He does a great job. I definitely had to check this out when I seen it. I said, they said the ABC is looking to replace the host. Pretty much getting them out of there. Because like I said, that show is done. Just like MSNBC, CNN, they losing ratings, getting ready to be taken off air. It's all over with. But like I said, y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think. Thank you all for watching, especially the ones that stayed to the end. I know it was hard listening to the crap that come out their mouth. But, hey, I do this for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, because I'm going to call it right down the middle. I'm going to call them out. I ain't going to let them just spew all these hate, spew all these lies like they continue to do. We're going to call it out over here. But like I said, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.